I understand PPWD have won multiple awards. What is it you think that has made the difference for you winning the awards?
So I guess there's some evidence that needs to come into it, and I think that was kind of like the tipping point at the beginning of this year. And so the Demonstrated Impact Award for the Chartered Institute of Ergonomics and Human Factors was very much about, we had confidence that we were making a difference, but then it was kind of this year, which is kind of 8 years into this ongoing project that we've had with the client, was then this idea, actually we have made a significant impact. From the point of view of, not only has there been a 64% reduction in operational incidents, but also that there's a return on investment which is 4.7 and you could argue is increasing as we continue. So you've got significant reduction in those operational incidents. At the same time, the client has taken on board more frontline staff, so the ratio of incidents to individuals has decreased as well. Translate that into pound signs, and you're into millions of pounds for what is hundreds of thousands of pounds investment from a training point of view. And it really comes back to this idea that we maintained with the client that they were always the expert, and that what we were going to do was to bring in some alternate skills, and that we would start to ask questions and really look at their world and provide them with an alternate lens to look at their world. And so by the time that you have delivered training to frontline staff and you delivered workshops through management levels all the way to the board, you've now started to get a coherent story and a narrative within that entire business around not only the kind of the performance goals that we're trying to achieve and the customer experience goals, but also that actually where we were at from a safety point of view was no longer acceptable. And in fact, we were going to set ourselves very much a kind of an infinite mindset of, let's just continue to work at reducing the at-harm aspects of our business in all sorts of different ways. And in doing that, can we start to actually pull the different silos of the business together? Can we start to get those elements to go? Because if we're really going to, if we look at incident rates right across a lot of industries, certainly in Western cultures, they're all kind of plateauing. They've all kind of got to a certain point. And if we just accept that that's an okay rate of loss of life or life-changing injuries, well, we're clearly never going to improve. So what we're coming from the point of view is that now we're into an environment of maturity which is about interdependence. And that's what we, I think, really worked with the client to achieve, was an interdependence between different departments, whether it was HR, whether it was finance, whether it's the board, talking to middle management potentially in a different way, and middle management to the front line, whether it's the operational side of the business or the training side, to then go, right, how can we collectively work towards achieving these goals? And so that manifested itself in the demonstrated impact. That then was picked up, and we've been very fortunate then to gain an award, a Stevie's International Business Award for Health and Safety and Environment Programme of the Year for Europe. Again, based on the same project with the same client, but this looks at it from a subtly different point of view of not only the statistics that we have done, but also some of the methodologies that we've brought to that business. So the elements around learning reviews and pre-accident investigations, the non-technical skills training, and also the evolution of the thinking of supervision, coaching for performance, for example, and also the board to take a different view of how maybe they look at some of the KPIs that they are chasing. So you bring all that together, and it brings a really rounded programme to the judges, and then that's what they reflected then in the awarding of the award.